Sure, it's my personal belief. It begins in the first book of the Bible, the Torah, and Genesis, where it says very clearly that God will bless the nation that blesses Israel and curse the nation that curses Israel. So whether you look at this as a matter of faith, whether you look at it in purely pragmatic reasons, it's very important for us to support Israel as the only stable democracy in the Middle East and our one of our closest allies, arguably the most strategic ally that we have. If you do not have a stable democracy in that part of the world, it's a tinderbox. So supporting Israel, both economically, geopolitically, for policy reasons, makes all the sense in the world. But for some of us, it goes even deeper than that because it is a matter of faith. So whatever the reason, there is no logical position that would, for any American to say that they would not support Israel, especially at this desperate time. Iran is close to having nuclear capability, if anybody missed that headline over the last couple of weeks. This is serious business, and we have to take it seriously, and the fact that the administration is not even willing to sit on the rostrum to support the prime minister at this time, to us, is just beyond the pale. Yes, sir.
When you talk about having Ben Cardin come over tomorrow to preside with you over that joint session, and the fact that Vice President Harris has been evidently elevated to being the presumptive Democratic nominee, but talk about the image that sends, especially, and maybe you have a question, and I'd like to hear you on this, what her ability to lead, if she were to be elected president on the national stage, when she's not willing, whether it be scheduling issues or political differences, but to meet with the the Prime Minister of Israel on that national stage tomorrow.
I mean, these are very important questions, Chad, and I don't have the answers, but I'll be asking them, and I hope that the press corps will be asking them as well. Madam Vice President, you say you want to be the leader of the free world, and yet you can't bring yourself to sit behind our most important and strategic ally in this moment. That is not a good look for you. It's not a good look for America, and it's not a good look for her party that she aims to lead. So I think those are very important questions. I don't have the answers to those questions. Kamala Harris needs to provide them. How can she be expected to be viewed as the leader if she can't fulfill this basic responsibility? This is her duty. It is your duty as the vice president and the acting president of the Senate to sit in that rostrum and host a foreign leader for their joint session, their address to a joint session. I'm not sure. I haven't checked the history books, but this may be an unprecedented event for the vice president to decline that responsibility. I just think it's outrageous. Scott in the back.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As you correctly noted, the last 48 hours have completely upended the political landscape. Having Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket rather than Joe Biden, how does that change your political calculus or strategy as you're looking to protect your House majority?
It doesn't change it at all because she is the co-owner, co-author, co-conspirator in all the policies that got us into the mess. I just made a list when I was sitting in the back this morning. The crises owned by Kamala Harris, co-owned: the border crisis, the inflation crisis, the crime crisis, everything happening with the economy, our national security, weakness on the world stage. She is a equal partner in all of that. So she can't run from it. She has to run on it, and we will ensure that the American people know the facts. There's no way to dress this up. Kamala Harris has a long record in public service, and she cannot point to a single thing. I don't think a single thing that she has done successfully. I saw some man-on-the-street interviews over the last couple of days that people were asking, I'm excited, I support Kamala Harris. Can you name one thing that she's accomplished in her long service in public life? No one could come up with an answer. And I would challenge any of you. What has she done other than make a mess of everything? So we love this. We love that Kamala Harris is at the top of the ticket. I'm looking forward to the debate, and it will be very interesting to see how it all develops. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much.
Can I get your reaction? Director Cheadle is stepping down.
She just resigned?
She just resigned. Can you say how this changes oversight of the assassination attempt now?
Well, she must have been watching our press conference. I'm glad she did the right thing. Look, our reaction, the immediate reaction to her resignation is that it is overdue. She should have done this at least a week ago. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that she has heeded the call of both Republicans and Democrats. Now we have to pick up the pieces. We have to rebuild the American people's faith and trust in the Secret Service as an agency. It has an incredibly important responsibility in protecting presidents, former presidents, and other officials in the executive branch, and we've got a lot of work to do. The task force that we'll be putting together is going to be very important. As I said, they have 3 responsibilities: to investigate what happened, the debacle that happened 2 Saturdays ago, to hold those accountable. It certainly was the director, Cheadle, but there may be others in the line of authority who are also culpable in what happened and the errors and mistakes there. And finally, to ensure that those mistakes do not happen again. The stakes are too high. It's a very dangerous time. We need the Secret Service to be acting, to be performing at the top of their game, and we'll ensure that that happens. I hope that the interim director or whomever is appointed to replace Director Cheadle will be very sober-minded about the responsibility and take into account the very dangerous times in which we live. We'll do everything we can in the House to ensure that that's true, and I think our task force's work just got even more important. So we'll give you further comment as this develops. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to always be informed.